Carley was introduced in the first episode of Telltale to Walking Dead as a quick-witted, compatible reporter. From the start, she proved herself to be a valuable asset to the group, sharpening her decisions, skilled with the Glock, and a character that seemed genuinely kind-hearted. Unlike some other characters, Carley didn't bring drama or conflict to the group unnecessarily. She had a strong moral compass, willing to defend those she believed in, but not afraid to call your ass out when necessary. Her bond with Lee stood out because Carley, she was one of the few people who actually trusted Lee, even when she already knew about, what went down between him and the mayor and his wife. But this sense of trust led to what felt like the beginning of a potential romance. I ain't gonna lie. If the player chose to, but everything changed in episode 3, Long Road Ahead. What started as a tension between the group quickly escalated, leading to an infamous confrontation with Lily in a shocking moment that left many people, including myself, a moment that, hell, we didn't even see coming. This bitch, Lily, pulled a gun and...
What the fuck's the problem?
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
What?
Fuck! Fuck!
Carley was gone, just like that. One bullet, one moment, and one of the most trusted, level-headed members of the goddamn group was lost. For many, it was a heart-wrenching scene, not just because Carley was a likable character, but because it felt like her story was just cut short. I mean, it did brought a lot of shock value, but still. For me, Carley's death came out of nowhere. It didn't feel like a narrative conclusion to her arc. It felt abrupt, brutal, and left me wondering what could have been. So why did Carley's death feel so devastating? Aside from the emotional impact, it's because her arc felt unfinished. Carley had proven herself to be trustworthy, had a potential budding romance with Lee, and had started to emerge as a key figure in the group. Her death robbed everybody of seeing what might have become of her if given more time. Unlike characters like Kenny, whose arc spans in multiple episodes and seasons, Carley's story ended in a moment of chaos. Her growth, her potential, and her relationship with Lee all felt like missed opportunities that never even fully explored. And for those who chose to save her, like myself, earlier in the game, it felt even more personal. That choice was meant to have significance, but in the end, it didn't even fucking matter. Carley's fate was sealed no matter what decision you made along the way, along with Doug if you chose to save Doug. Carley's death also had ripple effects throughout the group. Her death marked a turning point, solidifying just how dangerous and unpredictable the world has become. It fueled Lee's distrust of Lily and fractured the group even further. For Clementine, it was another loss in a long list of heartbreaks. Carley had been someone who, like Lee, genuinely cared about her and looked out for her. It was one more reminder of how fleeting relationships could be in this world. So was Carley's death necessary? From a storytelling perspective, it definitely had shock value, showing us that no one is safe. But what is the right choice for her character? That's a question that I still have to debate. Perhaps Carley could have a more fulfilling arc. She could have become a true partner for Lee, or a guiding figure for Clementine. Her role in the group could have deepened the emotional connections everyone had with her and made future losses even more devastating. Instead, her death felt like a missed opportunity, a moment of shock that left everybody wondering what could have been. In the world of Telltale to Walking Dead, Carley she is literal proof that no one is safe. But sometimes certain characters leave us wishing we could have seen more of them. Carley was one of those characters, gone too soon, leaving behind a story that could have been so much more. Let's just talk about the main traits of Ben. His fear of failure. From the moment he joins the group, he's already out of his depth. He's not a survivalist, he's not a leader, he's not even a fucking fighter. And, like many of us in real life, he's terrified of letting others down. When Ben admits to stealing the supplies that caused the Bennett raid, we see a scared little man, well not little man but a teenager, who thought he was doing something that was right for some reason, but was too afraid to admit it when it all went wrong. How many of us actually made a bad goddamn choice only to panic and try to cover it up, or making things worse? Ben represents the fear of making a mistake, a fear that can actually paralyze us too. To be honest, I could rant about this man all day. I could talk all the shit in the world. Hell, I could be like Berlizzi, be like, is this nigga serious? But nah, Ben isn't just afraid of failure. He's consumed by guilt too. His decisions led to the deaths of people in the group. Literally. And that way nearly crushes this man's spirit for real. Hell, even Kenny got on this man's ass, thinking about to beat his skinny ass. This is a feeling many people can relate to though. The suffocating guilt of knowing that your actions, even if unintentional, can even hurt others too. Even I know how this shit feel. Guilt is a powerful emotion, and Telltale nailed this shit. They knocked the ball with this shit with Ben's character. This man constantly just messes shit up. This man second guesses himself. Hell, he even blamed himself for all the tragedies that even spiral out of his control, which was mostly his fault to be honest. But in life, when things go wrong, we ought to do the same. We become our own worst critics, even if we couldn't even predicted the outcome. Throughout the series, Ben struggles with feeling like an outsider. You know, he's younger. Even though Clementine was younger, she had Lee. But, you know, he was less capable than Clementine because she had Lee. And he knows it. You know, the group constantly reminds this man, unintentionally or intentionally or not, that he's nothing more than just a burden. This is something that just resonates with many people, you know, feeling like we don't quite, you know, belong, we don't fit in, you know, we feel like that, you know, we're not good enough, or that we're holding others back, or holding yourself back as well. Like, I ain't gonna lie, they were doing being dirty from the get-go. Like, damn, from the get-go, they wasn't even, from the get-go, they wasn't doing this. They're doing it, man, dirty, man, goddamn, man, shit, motherfucker. Doing it, man, dirty like that. Like, damn. Like, from the beginning, they were doing that man dirty. That man don't got no sense, man. You know, many players, such as myself, you know, we just feel frustrated with Ben sometimes because this man just makes mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. Like, mistakes that others wouldn't. But that's what makes that man so human out of all the characters, for real. You know, this man represents the feeling of not being equipped for the challenges life throws at you. That man was just on his way to goddamn Macon just to play basketball. That man was supposed to be hooping that day. But then the zombie apocalypse happened out of nowhere. Then nigga don't know what to do. Nigga had hoop dreams. Bro was trying to be MJ. Not no goddamn Rick Grimes. But sometimes we are just in over our heads, and no matter how hard we try, we just feel like we're failing. Despite his mistakes, Ben desperately wants to prove himself. He doesn't want to be the weak link of the group. He just wants to be someone they can rely on. But let's be honest, that man just make it hard, cause goddamn, you had Clementine, you and Clementine was surrounded in that wall. Hell, you could have picked Clementine little ass up and just fucking jaw right on with Lee them. Man, you ain't had to run away and leave her by herself. Like, god dang, like, okay, I get you was scared and all, but man, come on, man, that's Clementine. You could have just picked her up and just fucking ran to Lee. That's all you had to do. Just give it to her like a baby. Just pick up Clem, run up to Lee, then give it to her. That's all you had to do, but now you just run away. So I'll admit, sometimes that man just make it hard for everybody to like him. But like, come on, man, like he just wants to be accepted for real. But he makes it hard though, that's the problem. Like this desire to step up to prove your worth is something many of us struggle with in real life though. Whether it's at work or in relationships or hell, even, you know, in our personal goals. His moment of vulnerability on the rooftop with Lee and crew was a turning point. Like, he admits that he's tired of messing up, tired of being a screw up, and let's be honest, who hasn't felt that at some point in your life? The fear that no one matters to you is never enough. In the end, Ben's story is a tragic one. Whether you like him or hate him, whether you saved him or you didn't save him, his art is about accepting who he is, flaws and all. You know, he may never be the hero, but that doesn't mean that his efforts don't matter. It's just a reflection of life sometimes. It's not about being perfect, but about trying your best, even when you feel like you're constantly failing.
To know if anybody's actually back there. Probably get a better view from up top. You'd have an easier time getting up there. You feel like taking a look? It'd be just like climbing a treehouse.
What am I? A monkey?
Hey, you said it, not me.
Whoa, 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 whoa. For the moment Luke was introduced, he stands out as a capable, compassionate leader. But unlike others in the group, Luke consistently prioritizes the safety and well-being of others, especially Clementine. He helps rescue her in the early on in the season after that goddamn doll, you son of a bitch, and quickly became one of the most trusted figures in her life. Luke is often contrasted with Kenny, where Kenny is impulsive and prone to, emotional outbursts. Luke is level-headed and pragmatic. This dynamic sets him up as a viable and alternative leader, basically like the second coming of Lee, but he's nowhere in Lee's level, let's be honest. But one could, who could guide the group without even resorting to violence or emotional manipulation like Chad. Fuck that hoe. But despite this potential, the game never fully allowed Luke to actually step into that leadership role. He frequently finds himself overshadowed by Kenny's larger than life personality and the emotional baggage that comes with Kenny's art. Oh my god, Kenny. Kenny, it's a tough one. It's tough being a Kenny fan, because you got some that be like, oh, he's a crash out, he crazy. Then there's some that be like, oh, he got a family, he this and that. Look, man, can we all just be friends?
Hey, stop the violence. Hey, look at me. I can promise you it's a bigger side of life. Stop the violence.
Luke is constantly put in a position where he must compromise his ideals for the sake of the group's survival, yet he never truly gets a chance to shine as a leader. The narrative leans heavily on Kenny's turmoil, pushing Luke's development to the sidelines. One of the most frustrating aspects of Luke's character is how little we get to know about his backstory. He give us a little teensy pieces here and there about his father, and the fact that he went to college, which was with a stupid ass degree for art and shit. Man, he wasn't gonna do nothing with that degree. While we get glimpses of his life before the apocalypse, his struggles, regrets, and connections, they are often brief and lack depth. Luke's relationship with his former group members, especially Nick, is underdeveloped. We see the tension and loyalty between them, but the game never dives deep, into their history, leaving a lot of emotional potential on the table. Why was Luke so dedicated to Nick despite their obvious differences? What shaped him into, the compassionate leader that he is? These questions are left unanswered, making Luke feel like a missed opportunity for deeper storytelling. I ain't gonna lie, season 2 as a whole, writing-wise, was just a goddamn mess. But back to topic. For a character that plays such a vital role in season 2, it's disappointing that Luke's backstory wasn't more fleshed out. This lack of depth robbed him of the emotional connection that other characters like Kenny received in Shades. And then it's that scene that sparked it all for me. The scene that still to this day pisses me off because it could have been avoided. But now you got a little idiot on the goddamn group, and we all know what her name is, wanting to try to save the nigga even though he said step the fuck back.
Dummy. Yeah. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn!
It's okay, I got you. Come on, you gotta be okay. Go, to the house, we need a fire.
Ain't no fucking way, boy!
Luke's death in The Walking Dead is one of the most controversial moments of the damn series, nigga. Damn! During the late scene, Luke falls through the ice, and despite Clementine's efforts to save him, he tragically drowns. This death felt unearned, Luke had survived countless dangerous situations, showing time and time after again that he was resourceful and intelligent. Yet he meets his end in a situation where his survivor instincts failed his ass. Not due to personal mistakes or meaningful choice, but due to a moment of bad luck. What makes this worse is how quickly the group moves on from his death. Kenny and Jane's conflict takes center stage immediately after, and Luke's passing barely affects the rest of the story. For such a pivotal character, his death should have had a lasting impact on the group, particularly on Clementine, but instead it felt like his story was abruptly cut short, almost as if the writers didn't know how to resolve his arc. Luke deserved a more meaningful and one that reflected his importance to the group and the role he played in Clementine's life. Not similar to Lee, but somewhat emotional or some shit like that, nigga. Like, his death was a missed opportunity for the game to actually explore themes of sacrifice and leadership. But I also heard was that the reason why the writers even wrote off Root to die anyway was because there was some weird ass niggers that was fucking shipping loot with Clementine, and yeah, I can kind of understand why, but because that's weird. Like, that's weird ass niggers in this world. You gotta be careful. I will make this vid longer, but honestly, I'm not gonna waste y'all time. In the end, Luke was a character with so much potential. You know, he was the voice of reason in a world of chaos, a character who could have grown into an even greater leader if given a chance. You know, his compassion, his moral compass, and his dedication to the group set him apart. Yet the game never allowed him to actually reach his full potential.